everybody, welcome back to the Last Shot Show. This is the speed round. We've got 5 topics, 8 minutes on the clock. We're going to try to get through all of them. Let's see how well we do when we talk about the Lakers, the X Games, college basketball, the Pro Bowl, and the NHL. Ready, set, go. John, what do you got to say about the Lakers? Go.
To fix the Lakers right now, I think the only way to fix them is to go on a trip with Ponce de Leon and find the Fountain of Youth.
What?
That's it.
They're old?
There's no fixing age. They're old.
They're old.
Steve Nash, Kobe Bryant, Ron Artest. You want to know that?
Ron Artest.
Ron Artest.
Ron Artest. There's nothing about Ron Artest that gives me the word world peace.
Why did Ron Artest leave the game early?
Why? They wanted to beat the crowd?
He wanted to beat the crowd.
He wanted to beat the crowd. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's what there's no fixing this team without reconstructing.
I'm not saying that Ron Artest, that Kobe Bryant is good. But I'm not saying that they're horrible players. They still are. They still are good players. But for them to be a cohesive unit of a team, they need to get better.
The NBA is young right now. The NBA teams like the Grizzlies and the Thunder are running right past them.
Because they're...
Literally.
I mean, if this was wheelchair basketball, this would have been perfectly okay. But the Lakers are just so old that they can't get up and down on defense anymore. No. What are you going to have? Look, did you see that earlier this month that... just seeing them walk on defense, getting back on defense. Did you see that? How awful that was? And the other thing was Dwight Howard. You need to get traded from the Lakers.
For what?
For a bag of Skittles. I would trade Dwight Howard for a bag of Skittles.
Well, you can do magic with Skittles.
Sponsored! Skittles! Sponsored. But Steve Nash, I feel like you're in a bad position. I think you could have gone elsewhere. I think you could have even gone to the Knicks and been better.
Yeah,
you could have even gone to the Knicks.
There's nothing wrong with Steve Nash. You're still awesome.
You're still awesome.
But you're old and you can't defend a fly.
But okay. But anyway, you need to get better. All right.
Just trading Howard's gonna make them better?
I feel that trading Howard might make them better, but you know the Lakers are they're still what, maybe 10th now, because the last time we talked about the Lakers they were 11th.
They're 4 back of the 8 seed.
So they're 12th.
Yeah. Something like that.
In the West.
They're 4 back of the last team in the West, and 4 ahead of the last team in the West, and 4 back of the playoff spot.
Yeah, they're not.
Well, we've established they're not making the playoffs.
They're not making the playoffs, but...
No, 2010 Minnesota Vikings. Everyone talked about them every week because of Brett Favre, but they didn't matter.
Okay. So now we're going to talk about the X Games. And the X Games started in Aspen this past week. The only thing I have to say about the X Games is I hope that the athlete that was injured in the snowmobile accident is fine. Our thoughts and prayers go to them and to that family. But anything else we want to say about the X Games?
Nope.
But college basketball! Alright, you might have noticed that the intro video for this week's Last Shot Show was the final shot that Butler had over Gonzaga at home.
Couldn't pick the last shot in the LaSalle game?
No.
LaSalle beat Butler by 1 point. No one's talking about that.
Yeah, but he's a Gonzaga fan.
We'll hear more leftovers, America,
about this. So, college basketball, basically all of the top 5 have lost at least twice.
It seems like they're
Duke lost again. Louisville lost again.
Arizona lost again. Butler lost to LaSalle.
The top 10 are all over the place. I think the top 10,
won yesterday.
The average losses for top 10 are about 2.5 games.
Yeah, about 2.5 games.
Who's
the best team in college basketball
I think the best team in college basketball right now is Louisville?
It's not Louisville.
No. I want to say Duke, but it's not Duke.
Lehigh.
I want to say Duke. It's not Duke.
They're scared of Lehigh.
Everyone's scared of Lehigh.
Nobody's scared of
except for Duke.
And Duke's scared of Miami too.
You almost got Anyway, I think that maybe Louisville's the best team. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But it's we've got what, 2.5 months before the tournament or so.
A month and a half.
2 months. 2 months before the 2 months before the tournament
when it starts.
There's no clear cut a team that is better right now because there's no one dominant.
There's no Kentucky.
There's no Kentucky.
It's going to be a great tournament for that reason. Yeah. This is going to be one heck of a tournament.
I think that NC State might surprise a lot of people in the tournament this year.
They were ranked high to start the year.
They beat Duke.
But they did just lose too. too.
But everybody loses. I'm going to say Creighton is going to go deep, but not as deep as you think. I think Creighton is going to go
Creighton. Really? You just pulled the Creighton card?
I pulled the Creighton card. Oh, they're not going to go as deep as I think NC State will go. Oh my goodness. Michigan State, they're frauds this year. They're not great, but they're okay. I don't know.
Okay. Here's my
go quick.
Best teams in college basketball. I think it's one of the three. It's either Michigan, Kansas, and I'm gonna pull my bias card and say Gonzaga. One of those three teams is gonna win a national championship.
All right. I think that Gonzaga could go deep, but if they have to play Duke or Louisville,
I think they would run laps around Duke.
I don't think they would run laps around Duke.
That is a mismatch.
It's going to be a hard game.
That's a mismatch.
Gonzaga would out-athlete them. So that's what we think about that. All right, Pro Bowl time, because this week there is football, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about the Pro Bowl, and here's who we think is going to win. Now let's talk about the NHL. The NHL has finally returned. The NHL is finally back. We can watch people skate on ice and get hurt.
No, we can't. It's not on TV.
It's never on TV.
How are we watching
All right,
this?
my favorite team is the Islanders.
Ooh.
You can send your sympathy cards to the... No. But I like the Islanders. I hate the Rangers.
The first pick every year.
I hate the Rangers. I hate all sports played in Madison Square Garden, so I have to hate the Rangers.
And St. John's.
And St. John's. But who do you got to win?
Well, I'm a big Minnesota Wild fan, and I want to say they're going to win it all because they got the two big free agents. They got Parisi, and they got, I don't even know the other guy's name, so I don't follow hockey that intensely. Right. But boy, I don't know enough about the details of players and such. I'm just going to say it's going to be Penguins and Wild.
Penguin Wild.
They're not in the same conference. So yeah, Penguins Wild's my prediction.
All right, here's the thing. John's really sad because there's no interconference play because it's only half of a season or less than half a season.
Yeah, whatever it is.
So he's not going to get to see the Wild.
I wanted to see them play in New Jersey, but that's not going to happen.
Not going to happen now. But I think that, and as much as I hate Boston teams, I think the Bruins look good this year.
Yeah, they're a solid team.
They're a solid team. They always seem to go deep in the playoffs, and I think that they're mad as heck. You know, they're always mad. Like, Longo is just a mad person.
You know what player I love now?
What?
Because you just mentioned the Rangers. Marian Gaborik is a he used to be on the Wild.
But anyway,
like 4 goals a game.
I think the Bruins could go deep. I think that I'm not going to say the Red Wings. I have a soft spot for the Red Wings just because I don't really care. But there's a good friend of mine who loves the Chicago Blackhawks, and they're good at play. We really don't know anything about hockey.
I'm from Minnesota. I should know more about hockey.
You should.
Here's the thing. All I want is the Wild to make a playoff run, and if not, I want to see Game 7 overtime in the finals. That's it.
All right.
Wow.
Hey, that was a speed round, everybody. How do you think we did on this speed round? Give us some more topics to talk about, because we're going to do the speed round every so often.
There's not much to talk about right now.
There's not much to talk about sports-wise unless you want to talk about the...
Unless you want to talk about Super Bowl every day for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm breaking down the offensive line play.
Or the Australian Open.
What the heck is that?
Tennis.
Do kangaroos play tennis?
No. No, they don't.
That'd be cool.
So, after this video is... the end of the show. We called it leftovers. Watch our leftovers, the stuff that we didn't put in the show. And this is the end of the Last Shot Show. We'll see you during leftovers. See you in a bit. I did the Asian peace sign.
That's cool.